Welcome to Rock and Recovery. I'm your host, Jay. Today's special guest, he's a musician. He's also a struggling alcoholic. Let's give it up for Malachi. How's it going, Malachi?
I'm wonderful, Jay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for being on the podcast. Thank you for being on the show and being a guest. Thank you for reaching out and wanting to be on the show. Absolutely. I will take anybody that wants to be on the show and just let them tell their stories and how they're recovering and how they're doing, just their process of hope.
I appreciate it a lot, man. Thanks for having me. I'm at a point in my recovery where I think I'm comfortable, kind of sharing. The initial challenge to me that came to my head was, getting vulnerable, uh, like that. But I'm at a point where I think I can do it. I think it's important for me to do it. Um, and kind of spread it as much as I can, the message. So I appreciate you giving me the chance to do that.
Sometimes the best thing to do is share your stories. It helps us recovery as well. As yourself, it lightens that load just a little bit, just enough to make it through the next day or the next hour or the next minute or the next breath. Who knows? But sharing our stories has power. And the more we let it go, the more we can share with others our struggles, the more that you also find that you're not alone.
Yeah, that's something I've missed in the past. I think, as I struggled and I tried to get sober, and failed. I think one important piece that I always missed is the aspect or concept of service, and how crucial it is to pass it along once you've got something. So I've worked really hard on myself, and I feel a little ready. To reach out my hand to other guys, just in life and meetings I go to now and stuff. It was a work in progress. I'm still not the biggest social butterfly, but it is important, man, and it's one of the biggest things that keeps me sober today.
Hold on, wait a minute. Now, you're a musician and you're not social. That's kind of like an oxymoron. I've got some questions about that for real. Okay, I'll be honest. I'm a podcaster and I'm not social either. So
Maybe,
I
yeah, you can
understand
relate
it. I
then.
understand it.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, and actually, I get that a lot. Uh, on some kind of surface level, my girlfriend will tell you I make friends everywhere I go,
It's
and
easy.
yeah, but for some, I think they're different. I don't know. I think it's different.
It
Yeah,
totally is different because we can put on this mask that shows us as oh, this really social, nice guy, great to get along with, easy to talk to, and really I'm not because I really don't like peopling. I like people, but I don't like doing the whole people thing.
yeah. Maybe we're uncovering some stuff now about me that I gotta go back and rethink.
So tell me, well, I'll just let you jump in. Tell me your story, how you grew up, what led you to addiction, and what brought you out of it.
All right. Thanks. So, just to kind of start, uh, now in the present moment, man, I am a son, a brother, uh, a boyfriend, a singer songwriter. I'm a lot of things today, and thank God I'm able to carry out all of those roles, not perfectly. Um, and then there's things I'm not that I went my whole life thinking that I was. Uh, I'm not a liar. I'm not morally defective. And above all, I'm not a bad person. Uh, and so, yeah, because I'm going to talk about some things and some struggles where, for a long time, if I looked back on my life, man, I really started, I feel like, am I a bad person? And it all boils down to above all of those things, I am an alcoholic. I identify as an alcoholic fully. Um, and of the hopeless variety, I think we say. And so going back, man, I grew up with a pretty incredible family life. And with my immediate family, I got pretty incredible parents. I got 8 siblings, so
Wow.
we were a big family, and a lot of them were older, so we weren't always around. But you name it, any big holiday or event, like they were around and in and out, and we always maintained pretty close. Um, there was now, granted, these are things as I got older, and I experienced my own troubles. I would go on to learn. Uh, Alcoholism ran rampant in my family in the past. I got 4 aunts and uncles that passed, unfortunately, due to addiction and alcoholism. Um, and so we'll can that with the family. But overall, my family experience was pretty good. Uh, I always had pretty relentless energy, I think would be a nice way to say it. I think I was like your annoying kid. Um, and,
An
and
annoying kid.
yeah, to put it nice, to be nice to myself, we'll put it that
Were
way.
you the youngest? I'm just curious.
For a while, I was, and now I do have a little brother, and he was born maybe 7 years after me. Ten.
Okay, so you were the annoying kid to all your other siblings, pretty much.
Yeah, I had a exactly. Maybe that. All right, so that's it. Yeah, I was just told. I was just told I was the annoying sibling. There might not
You
have been
know,
any.
hey, I'm a big brother myself, and my little brother was freaking annoying as hell to me all the time. You
Oh, I
know,
know it. I know it. Yeah, so I got to see it from both sides. Maybe they were just telling me I was annoying all those years, and I still believe it. Uh, I might have been fine.
you were fine. It's
I
just the
was,
big brother energy to, or big sibling energy to the little sibling. Get out of here!
yeah,
You're so annoying. You know, yeah,
yep,
yeah.
yep, yep. That makes a lot of sense now. This is going great. I'm learning. I'm learning already. Uh, so either way, I had all this energy, and I mean, I was kind of given every opportunity to find something to do with it. I picked up the guitar when I was 4. Uh, Not that I don't know what that does for a kid's energy, but it's pretty focused, and
It focuses
I
it for
was with
sure.
it. But what I would find was, or sports, man, I was a wrestler, I was a baseball player, uh, mostly those two. I mean, we played golf here and there and stuff like that. But so I was given every opportunity to stay busy. I think I had every positive outlet you could kind of imagine. If I wanted to try it, it was on the table. And but what I would find was, uh, for whatever reason, it was on and off. Or I wanted to do something and then I didn't. Or I would do this thing as hard as I could, and I was going to be the best at it.
And then you got bored
And
really fast.
for a few months, right? That
Yeah.
was, uh, and that like that pattern of thinking and behavior followed me, still kind of does. Uh, or I don't know. It's either, I don't know if I was easily disappointed, and then I would come back to things. I would drop the guitar for 6, 7 months as a kid, and but I never really got any better. I wonder why aren't I getting any better? It uh, goes without saying. Yeah, so it was constant. I wasn't doing the thing, like the things weren't connecting. I wasn't working hard enough, but I was wondering why nothing seemed to work for me, you know. Um, and so I mean that in a nutshell, that was my childhood, man. It was pretty good. Um, I've got little things here and there I could complain about. It wasn't always pretty, but for the most part, that's what it was. And then I got into school, man, and I think I was in the 7th grade, and I had my 2 buddies, man. We were good. Those were our guys that we discovered uh, drinking together. I mean, I still had a big drinking family at parties, and and we drank. We could throw down. But nobody was losing their jobs over it, and stuff like that. Uh, Overall, most of the people around me had a pretty healthy relationship with it. They weren't doing the things that I would do later, later on. So I got into school, and in middle school age, and that's it. We were stealing vodka bottles from my buddy's parents, and yeah, we were smoking weed and sneaking out, and in seventh grade or so, uh, and that was it. I mean, I've probably been I was a blackout drinker from then. It was,
Wow.
yeah. I mean, I guess I don't understand the science of it. I know they say they get more common as you go on, but uh, I wasn't able to stop, until I was passed out. Even from an early age.
So there's always more. Always need another drink until I couldn't say no,
Yeah.
and you're out on the floor.
Yes. Yeah. There was, if I could do it socially for 4 or 5 hours, through 3 4 hours, that was a success. And then, but after that, if everybody went home, or uh, yeah, I wanted to continue ever since I could remember. That's just been my relationship with it. I had very few periods of time uh, where I could manage. I know that's a part of a lot of people's stories. Is success managing, for any amount of time. I can't remember a time when I was able to. So my freshman year of high school, I got kicked out of school right away. I think it took under 2 months. I was kicked out for the first time for 45 days for buying weed at school. Uh, Careless. I don't know what you would call it. But that was where I kind of maybe it was my first lie, like big lie, where I thought maybe, I could get used to this. It at least got me out of trouble at home. It was my first time. It was my first time doing it, and that wasn't true. But it spared me some headache at home, and that was big trouble. And then I came back, so the alternative schooling and things like that didn't work. And then when I went back to school, I don't know if it made anything better. I don't know if they ever should have let me back. I felt somehow, I don't know, I felt somehow cooler, or like it was weird. It was a weird feeling. You look at the girls in school, and it's, oh, you're back. Oh, you're back. I'm like, I guess I am.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess I am. This feels good. Uh,
Just got noticed.
yes, yeah, yeah. And throughout all of it, I was still in honors classes. Maybe I got C's and B's, uh, but I was around. I don't know if the smart kids were like kind of the popular kids in my high school, uh, and I always got on with them too. I got along with them. I thought, I was kind of a clown type, and it was weird. I think somewhere in the middle there, I started to feel like I started to get the feeling that I was just amusing, I guess. I would find out later on that that was still kind of my identity, that I was drinking and uh, doing drugs before everybody else, at least. Uh, and I don't think people had the opinion I thought people had of me wasn't so. Um, but for whatever reason, I kind of rocked it out, um, and I own that identity, and it really only got worse. So yeah, I had a band. We did some shows and stuff. I kind of separated that. They didn't like me. So I started making music by myself. All of a sudden, I wasn't going to school so much. Um, that's kind of a period in the middle there that I struggle to remember. But I got kicked out of school for the last time, I think my junior year of high school. And that was when they decided they weren't going to have me back. And similar thing, I had like a freezer bag of weed or something like that that I was trying to sell. And yeah, and it wasn't much.
Like, yeah, we don't want you back here. That's too much weed.
Yeah, and and I think that was such a bad idea. I was never good at it. I don't know. I don't know if everybody gets that idea in their head. Uh, like if you smoke enough weed, do you eventually go, I'm gonna try to sell some of this? Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a common idea, but it certainly didn't ever work for me. Um, so so they got rid of me. I finished out in cyber school. We picked one that I deemed like a joke enough. I graduated early from it. Um, it was silly, not challenging. Uh, I had jobs my whole life, and what I realized is, if I was like playing in bands and this, I was like, this doesn't make me any money. So I always had a job, and from the ages of 14 to really not that long ago, I guess till last year, I have a memory popped up on my phone today of 7 years ago today, and I was working construction through a job my brother had got me, and if you know me, like, I can do it. I can labor and I can do hard jobs, but it's not me per se. I don't know if I was ever gonna excel or thrive, but what I did, just all these odd jobs and anything that was in front of me right away. If it was in front of me right away, I was gonna do it. If I had nothing, because really, from that first drink, man, until a year ago, I mean, the only thing that mattered to me was, geez, how can I get some money in my pocket? Uh, I'll do anything. Yeah, no, drive me to the Jersey Shore, and I'll build you a house.
Right.
If you'll get me a case of beer after. I would do, I did anything, um, and I was a slave to it, and nothing else mattered. And that's that's the bottom line. I tried to go to college 3 times. Um, those are I had trouble with the law, my entire life, and probation, and a drunk driving, um, and just nothing ever worked, and that was why. Um, and if I ever fell and I felt unfulfilled, I wasn't doing what I loved. I really wasn't doing anything I could tolerate. I was doing what I could, um, to achieve the result, whatever would allow me to get messed up fast. I don't know if I said an F word back there.
You're okay. Fuck
I
it.
did. Okay. I was like, I don't know.
It's okay. No, it's okay. Fuck.
Okay. Well, all right, cool. So yeah, so just a whole lot of, yeah, just a roller coaster of different jobs, and just no fulfillment from life, was what I ended up with, um, and I had now we'll get into some of my recovery life because it is intertwined.
Absolutely, it is.
But throughout that whole thing, I mean, it was clear, and I knew from an early age that, oh God,
You were gonna have a problem.
this is gonna be a problem. Yeah,
Right.
especially given the family history, and I learned about all this death that we experienced, and I looked around at some of my siblings, and there's a lot of us, and if there's anything genetic about it, uh, one of us, somebody's got to be real messed up at some point. Uh,
Right.
and I started getting the feeling pretty early on, like, oh God, it's me, uh, and this isn't going to be good. Yeah. So when I was 18, I was sent to my first rehab, and when they say go, it's the probation department. They say go, you go, and
Yeah.
and
But
I
you're
know
really not there for the right reason, You're just there because it's a stipulation of probation.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, there's no clue what to expect. I just knew whatever happened if I didn't go was worse. Um, and I ended up I think I stayed for 14 days, and it was interesting, very interesting. So this was my first real crash course in what I was dealing with, and overall, let me tell you, it was maybe 20 minutes from like my childhood home, and uh, you would have thought I was leaving for the war. When that ride there, it was pretty sad. But it turned out to be a net positive. Some of the people I met who worked there, so these are people I still talk to, because being that it was in my community, uh, Hillside, shout out Hillside Rehabilitation Center. Uh, I still talk to some of those people. I stayed sober with a lot of those people afterwards. A couple of the people who worked there were people who took me to meetings and told me where to go uh, afterwards. Um, and I had cool relationships with a lot of those people. It was frightening. Like I think half of the people there were like out of state prison, so they were coming as a halfway point back to society, and I was 18. Um, I don't know if you can see, but I'm like pretty average. I was skinny as a twig. I was just a little. I was a kid. It's funny. 18 feels like old
Yeah.
when you're in it. You're like, oh my god, I'm getting older. Everybody tells you go to make decisions and stuff like that. But now that I look back on it, geez, what was it? What was I even doing? I could hardly even talk yet. It's young, uh, but it was good, man. So I actually stayed sober for a year and a half, almost a year and a half after I left there. Um, and in that year and a half, what I'll say is, there's a lot of cliches such as stick with the winners. And I wasn't at the time, but I didn't know that at the time. Um, I really, I don't know. We stayed sober, but that was about all we did. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know how good of a grasp I had on
It's
really.
still new. You're not expected to know it all going in. Definitely not. I don't know it. I've only been sober, clean and sober for a little bit over a year, honestly. And that's after almost 30 years of addiction, 20 years in prison, 30 years of addiction. I've only been clean and sober for a little bit over a year, almost 18 months. And I'll tell you one thing I do know is I don't know shit. I'm still learning as I go. You know, I do know I don't ever want to go back to that life. That's my one thing is I know what it's taken from me and I know I don't want to go back. And that right there is enough to uh keep me sober, keep me clean. That and helping others.
Absolutely, yeah, yep, yep, and we helped ourselves. Exactly. There was just pieces missing, but well, when I think about my age and I really I made he was my best friend in the whole wide world. So those were my first experiences losing a couple of people. Um, losing a couple people to ODs, and for one, well, it wasn't an OD, but I met my best friend in that rehab, and we remained best friends. Uh, we watched each other go on and off the wagon, and but oh God, we talked maybe every day, if not every other day, uh, for 8 years. After that, we were thick as thieves, man. And he passed away. It was 3 years ago, and it was heartbreaking. I hadn't talked to him for maybe 6 7 months, and he was in New York City, and I mean the weight loss. and he was a shell of who he was. But I loved him, man. He was funny till the last time I talked to him, no matter what he was going through. Man, he was a funny guy, bright guy. But so I had a couple of experiences with losses, and you realize the severity is kind of what it's dealing with, of what we're dealing with, and yeah, even the people I had fun with, if I was out with, it's pretty bad when you get like your drinking buddies go, man, you should stop.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
where it's like, all right, he's not like he's not like
Right.
us, uh, and
He's
and
built different.
and that sums up most of my personal relationships in my life too, man. Uh, there was only one way for like a romantic relationship, and they ended in disaster for me. Um,
Mm.
just, and that was the only way I could do it. Um, it's the only way I know how to do it, in flames.
In
But
flames. Let's burn those bridges.
yeah, you know, uh, and that sucks. Now over time, uh, I don't know if it got better or worse. Either way, uh, so that's something now. I mean, I've been in a relationship for a couple years, and she saw for the first year horror, because it was probably the worst. Uh, if it's progressive, I believe it. I've come to realize most everything in this book is true. The big, I do the big book. I don't know,
Yeah.
but there ain't anything in there that I haven't found to be true. And so somehow, my girlfriend now saw uh, just the absolute worst, um, and now we've got about a year of me sober, and things are pretty good. So, but I hope I never have to end in flames or not, in any way
Absolutely.
now. But yeah. Um, so kind of went off the rails there a little bit, but
Don't worry about it.
yeah, man. So eventually, my journey took me to. Well, I'm in California, so I'm in Southern California now. Um, so I got
What part?
San Diego.
Oh, I know a big, huge recovery community out there. Buddy, you just asked the right person because I know all these people in California that I talk to daily.
Where are
You
you
know,
located?
I'm in Florida, but I know a lot of people across this country. I
No kidding.
mean, some of them are in the San Diego area, Sarasota, yeah, one of those, Sacramento. So a lot of big people out there. Tori V.
Corey,
There's a bunch. Yeah,
you ever hear of?
Val Kelly, Eric. There's a bunch of sober people I know out there. Big, huge community.
Yeah.
Big, very supportive community.
Oh yeah. Really. So I lucked out this time. So kind of how I got here this time, not California, but into recovery this time. Uh, about a year ago, I had a job, and I was drinking at morning, noon, and night. I was door dashing myself tequila and at work, and this guy came in, and we just get to talking. We get to talking. I think I had my sunglasses on inside, and I'm talking to him, and I'm bombed. And I guess he had experienced the relapse. He had been out maybe for like a year, and I don't know if his wheels were turning on coming back and going back to AA, but he saw me and he smelled me, and he had his own questions. He had this car he was looking to sell. We ended up talking about, and I was on the verge of getting my license back, and he was like, I'll give it to you. I'll give you a deal. He said, I'll take payments, the whole nine. So we exchanged information, and thank God, man. Best thing anyone's ever done for me. So anyway, he sold me the car. I got fired pretty shortly after. So I lost that job, and but I had this friend now, and he said, "Why did you get fired?" And so we get into that, and he said, "Well, man, if you want, why don't you come to this meeting on Monday?" I was like, I don't know. Uh, and I was so paranoid, just uncomfortable at home. If anything, I went to that first meeting with this guy just to get out of the house. I was safe anywhere except where anyone knew where to find me.
Right.
I didn't want to be here. Uh, and so I went. Uh, I they called on me. I'm sweating and shaking up, and so I shared. I just told them what I had done most recently. We won't get into it here for the internet, but the most honest thing I've ever said, I said to this group of like 40, 50 guys. And I left there with a sponsor. I left there with a few friends. Uh, and some of the best meetings I could have imagined.
Absolutely.
And yeah, and I was just desperate, bro. So I was cooked, man. I was doing things that uh, I never had done before. I didn't think I was capable of. Um,
It brings out the monsters in us for sure.
yeah, yeah, it was sad to watch, and if you knew me, it was sad to watch. So uh, I still go. I go to the same 3 or 4 men's meetings a week, uh, and I'm so grateful uh, for that guy. Uh, the sponsor he hooked me up with, and in those meetings. I don't know. I don't know if it's the meetings, but it's probably something inside of
It's
me.
the community. It's definitely the community.
It's
You
something's
know,
different.
if you got a good one, that's what matters. If you've got a good community and you're able to be open and honest with people and they take you like you are, that's all we want. That's all we want, you know, just that connection, that personal connection. That's it.
That's it. Yeah, I live off it now. Yeah, just all my viewpoints about I mean, despite all my best efforts to that at AA was not the answer. The 12 steps were not the answer. It wasn't going to be the answer for me. Uh, I had
Hey, those people are crazy. Those people's got some issues.
Siri, tell me about it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh, and I had some resentments, uh, from my time in NA, but a while ago. It doesn't matter. Not NA itself. Just those people I was around. I got sober in a few different programs throughout my life, but
Absolutely.
just the fact that I never really knew anybody who died, and then I come here and what my friends have to die now. And it's just like stuff like
It
that,
hit
or
different. Yeah, it's different.
I broke up with this girl when I got sober the first time, and I thought, well, damn, I felt like I had lost more than I gained somehow, when I tried recovery. And so I got all these little resentments, and they pick at me and keep me from.
These reservations that we make.
Yes, yeah. But deep down, I mean, every time, if it was 4 in the morning, and I was up by myself and alone, and I couldn't take it, man, I would open that book, you know. I always knew where the answer was, or I would shoot off a couple texts late night or early morning, maybe to a guy or two I knew, and say, "Hey, I really need help, man. I need help." And maybe he would text me back later that day, and I would ignore him, because I was already, I was over that. I was past that. It's a new day. I don't need help anymore. Uh, so I would do things like that. So deep down, I always knew where it was at. I knew where the solution might be. I knew it would always be there, if I wanted it. But that kind of change is scary. Yeah, number one, it is even now, but less so. less scary, man.
How big of a part did your higher power play? And mine, just so you know, my higher power is Jesus Christ. I'm not afraid to say it.
Amen.
That is my higher power. That will always be my higher power, and that's my higher power. So, how much of a part did that having to recognize who he was and really, ask for forgiveness? How much of a part did that play in your recovery?
It is everything. It's absolutely everything. Um, I that's something I lacked in the past too. I've never been afraid of the word God. I hear that a lot. I was never afraid of it. I went to church. I was Catholic. I was raised Catholic. Um,
Oh, you're recovering
y-
Catholic too? Oh shit, you're recovering from a lot.
yes, yes, yes. Uh,
You laughed that off.
I don't know. No, yeah,
I'm just,
I don't attend
I'm
Catholic.
I'm also raised Catholic, so I
So
I understand it.
it could just go over my head, that one. Yeah, I was raised Catholic, but and I participated, but I'm not incredibly well read on the Bible.
Right.
Some of the differences between Catholicism uh and Christianity and all the and all the sects of it, it's a work in progress. um I read some Bible here and there. Just I got a sponsor who tells me God is everything or God is nothing.
Yeah.
And that's it. And those are the words,
Yeah.
So uh, I pray in the morning, I pray at night, and if those are the two things I've pretty much done perfectly uh, over the last year. Uh, if I don't, because I got a pretty fixed schedule of meetings. I didn't do like 90 and 90, and I didn't do some of those things. Just I didn't have a car or a license. I did what I could, but what I did perfectly was talk to God on a daily basis. Thank God I had a there's some little moments throughout this past year where uh, something would happen, and my instinct is thank God, and to mean it. Obviously people say that all the time, but
Right.
God is good, and these are the thoughts that pop into my head. When something good happens, um, and so I'm full of gratitude today. And what's been huge, you mentioned the word forgiveness. Um, it's everything. I mean, so I'm not. I've heard here, and there's a couple things I've heard that I liked, where I try not to psychoanalyze myself all day, and the things that I've done, and um, I guess it's part of humility, right? I don't beat myself up about a lot of stuff anymore, but I had never done like a fourth or a fifth step until this past year. Um,
Oh, how did that go?
it was pretty remarkable, man. I mean,
Getting it off your chest and letting it go and asking for forgiveness and
yes,
yeah,
I feel
yeah.
it. Yeah, it's an incredible process.
It's somewhat freeing, I would say.
No doubt. I've never I didn't think that was possible to kind of to feel that way, and it kind of I'm embracing. There's even there's good stuff littered all throughout my past too that I don't think about, or sometimes I feel like I'm embarrassed of the music I used to make, and anything attached to the past at all. Um, yeah, it's so strange. But uh, I've come around to embrace a lot of that. So, and the fourth and fifth step allowed me to do that. Um, because you can't help it. If I was looking at the bad, I took an inventory of the whole thing, and I don't run away from that stuff anymore. Um, you know, good and bad. Um, like odd, like I always had this like it's like this feeling I'm not like punk rock enough, or I'm not punk enough, or if I wanted to do something a little different, uh, would nobody would really even care. It's just that simple thing that you're not as important. People aren't thinking about you the way you think they are, um, and the support I have today it comes out of the strangest places, man. There's not a person I know who's not happy for me, or supportive of what I'm doing. Um, so today, man, I got the freedom to do anything. I don't I don't know. Um, so forgiveness is big, man. I feel it inside. Um, and asking God for it, sharing it with somebody else. Um, Yeah, it's crazy. It produces the results that they tell you it
So how
does.
big of a impact did music have in your recovery?
Um, not as much as
Like an
it,
outlet, journaling? Do you sing about your life or?
I always did. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the music is part of what I have ignored. I could listen to stuff I did when I was 16, 17, and 18, and for a long time,
It
uh
bring up those memories.
I'd cringe almost,
Yeah.
where that stings. And
Well,
so
I'm gonna tell you this, you're not your past, and you don't have to be your past. You don't have to who you are today is not who you were yesterday,
amen.
you
Uh,
know? It's just crazy.
yeah. Uh, so over the last couple of months, it's kind of what got me to want to start talking, and I'm putting some of that old music out there again, because uh, it was good. I still believe in it, um, and I don't think I ever, for the time I spent and the emotion that I spent doing those things, I never really gave myself a chance. Um, I was always kind of on to the next thing, and um, I don't know why I did it. I always had different motivations. I don't know if I just wanted that girl to listen to me, or sometimes I would get to feeling like, did I not get enough attention as a kid? Where I've had to check my motivations uh, for it, uh, and I've got permission to do whatever as long as my motivations are pure about it. Um, and the truth is, yeah, I do it because I love it. I deprive myself of it because it's not an instant path to money. uh,
How has your family reacted, now that you're sober to your sobriety?
oh man, I just got back from a wedding. Uh, my cousin and my godfather got married in North Carolina, so we just flew there. And when I tell you, I have the best weekend. Nobody's more proud than my mother. She's been sober 30 plus years. Um, on her side, she's experienced unbelievable loss due to the disease. And so God bless her, man. She survived it, and she's a beacon of hope on the family side, man. Unbelievable amount of support from her. I go back there. We spend a weekend there, and all I hear is how proud everybody is of me.
How
Um,
hard was it, for her to let you hit your rock bottom? Because I'm pretty sure as a mother in recovery, I'm pretty sure she had to let you hit that rock bottom because there's no other way that you're gonna get out of it.
yep. It was sad to kind of see. Yeah, I think if you have family and who struggles with addiction, you have to at some point stop enabling or stop trying to lift them out. And so that was sad. I mean, but it didn't stop me.
Right,
When I realized, okay, they're done trying to fish me out of this, um, I wasn't gonna stop. Uh,
right.
and so. I can only imagine how hard it would have been. For some of it, I was here too. I was so far away from all of them, and I mean, I lived. It's funny. I lived in a few hotels and then a couple motels, and then it got worse and worse, and then a few
The
days,
no-tells.
and then no. Yeah, yeah. You know, and then no. That's great, man. I'm gonna use that.
You
Uh,
should. It's
that's fun. Um, but I can only imagine, how hard it was. She couldn't physically,
yeah,
come find me or whatever. I was
right.
walking around all day, with no phone, and I never spent too much time on the streets, thank God. But uh, yeah, I can only imagine how difficult that probably was. Um, but you know, Jesus, man, how glad I am, uh, to have gotten it together, man.
That reconnection with family.
It's incredible. It's great.
Yeah, it really
Uh,
is.
yeah, I have a good time. I was falling asleep, Saturday night uh, after that wedding. There was some kind of little drinking drama, and some people or whatever, and someone comes up to me and they trying to tell me about. I
So I
really
don't want to hear it.
I really don't care.
Yeah,
Give
I'm
me
trying to sleep here.
give
See
me a
ya.
hug. Give me a hug. I don't care about it.
So I got a question. Do you still play music, like in bars or wherever else? Do you still take gigs?
Yeah, absolutely. Uh,
How
it
hard is it for you to be in that type of atmosphere, staring at your disease, basically your addiction, and not succumbing to it?
I th- so I thought it would be much more difficult than it is. Everyone, I don't know, I don't know too many people I don't know too many guys with similar experiences, who are constantly put in that situation. Although through no effort on my part, I haven't tried to do this. I've kind of phased out. It just kind of naturally happened. I kind of phased out of late nights.
Mm,
I'm really not in all that many bars, dive bars anymore, uh, where like liquor served and beer. So it's a lot of the atmosphere that I liked.
you've
Because
changed the atmosphere, which is good.
yeah, somehow, I don't know. Maybe I subconsciously did it. So that
Because you're not that fun drunk guy anymore playing the guitar. Come on.
No, yeah, I wish I would have loaded up. I could have brought some videos. Every once in a while, a video will pop up, and my girlfriend will be sure to show it to me. Uh, where
Those
I'm on
memories, those remember this when
I'm
you were
on
like this?
my tippy toes and wobbling and
Yeah.
yeah,
Give me another beer. Give me another shot. Yeah.
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 Oh, it's incredible. So I still have those to look at, but I'm there to do a job, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm in a few wineries regularly up here.
Okay. See, that's
Uh,
not too terrible. That's more of a you don't have to drink to just play there type thing, you know?
yeah. So yeah, so my environment changed, whether I tried to or not. That's just kind of how it's shaken up. But what
The
I love,
shift is it's all a mindset. Your mind tells you that you don't want to be over here, so all of a sudden you're not there, and you didn't do anything consciously. It's just, I'll pass on that. This place looks better.
yeah, yep. So overall, uh, not as difficult as I thought. Um, and that kind of I mean, that goes back. I mean, there's times I've had to pray, because sometimes, and there's other ways in, uh, as a bar show would trickle in here and there.
Mm.
Uh, I mean, there's times I want to mess a drunk dude up. There's
Mhm.
other ways, where I'll be sitting behind there. He's talking to my girlfriend back there. He's sloppy drunk, and I'm just making sure
Mhm.
he's staying. And now next thing you know, I'm boiling, behind the microphone. I
Mhm.
can't do nothing. So there's other ways for it to come out too.
Absolutely.
So so
It's
learning
probably
that.
best you just not put yourself in those type of situations, which
Damn, damn
comes
straight.
down to being in recovery. We get the choice to choose,
Yeah.
and along with that, what type of music do you play and where can I listen to it?
Right on. So, I play music under the name Statues and Stories.
Okay.
Uh, I always did, and it changed for a little bit, but part of like a big deal, there were all these. I met a fan of my music. He flew out here because I don't know if I was ever gonna make it to where he was. And he came out to see me in San Diego. They took a little vacation, and we got to talking, and I realized, and people kept popping up out of the woodwork who liked a lot of that old music that I used to do, uh, and so I did. I'd done some praying on it. I'm paying attention to the signs, so I play music under the name Statues and Stories now, and it's kind of alternative, emo, punky music. Um, Over the next like 6 months, I've got so much music. Um, that there'll be something for most anyone in there.
Awesome.
And you can find me on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music,
Okay.
anywhere at all that you get music. Instagram at statuesca. And so I'm just hoping to get busy. That's one of the biggest gifts I've gotten so far is I can I can handle it. I don't know. I'm working harder than I ever have. Uh, I've got, I still got that relentless energy I had when I was a kid. Um, and the only different, I've got
More direction.
more direction, a little more faith, a little less fear. I'm not so
Love
worried
it.
about what you might think.
Yeah. Love
I
it.
want you to like it, but uh, so
Your
yeah,
negative comments don't really mean that much to me. No, you know,
no, I
exactly.
I find that out. I find that out in the comment sections on my videos sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I gotta let that one go.
Yeah. There's a lot of times where we get to choose. It's like, yep, not worth my time. No response is the best response. 9 times out of 10, you know, and just because they're negative, their opinion really doesn't matter to me. That's okay. They can have the most negative outlook on me or whoever that they want. Doesn't matter to me. I know who I am.
Amen.
So
Man.
how much has your music influenced or how much has your recovery influenced your music?
Um, I think subtly, uh, there's a there's a little. I'm still as emo as I've ever been,
Right, right.
but uh, there's little. It's like tinged. There's like little nuggets of
With
hope.
hope. You're an emo
On,
with hope.
there's a little nuggets of hope on the fringe there. Yeah,
I'm like a little magnet. I'm emo. I'm the big fridge, but I'm a little magnet right here too, you know?
yeah, yeah. There's a little bit more. But yeah, it goes on and off. I don't really have a process, like a tried and true process for writing anything,
Yeah.
I have no idea when it happens. Um, whatever happens,
It
happens.
happens. Whatever happens, happens. You
Yeah.
know, I'm probably gonna shoot your info to a good friend of mine. He does mental health, anxiety, and recovery. Also, a couple of them. And so, don't be surprised if Jasmine Boodle from Everybody's Addicted or Pete versus Anxiety reach out to you to get you on their podcast. Also, I'll try to. I'll see. I'll recommend you to them. You know,
That'd be incredible, man.
absolutely.
I'd appreciate that a lot.
It's something we do. We share guests all the time. You know, hey, I'm just starting this shit. I need all the help I can get. And they're like, here, Jay, have these people. And I'm like, okay. I'm
Isn't
like,
that
here, have these people. He's like, we've never heard of them. I'm like, y'all been doing it for like 3 times as long as I have. How, you know? So absolutely. I think what you're doing is amazing. Your recovery story is truly inspirational. I mean, at 11 months, you still got a long ways to go. So do I. So does that everybody out there in recovery. You know, it's just another day. You got 24 hours today. What's the best 24 hours we can put together? You know? And so I think your story, being brave enough to come up here and tell it, is absolutely astonishing, you know, because like I always tell everybody, our stories will be somebody else's survival guide. And I might not reach somebody, you might not reach somebody, but eventually somebody's going to get through to that person. And I think the more relatable we can be with people, the more diverse and relatable experiences and everything else we can get to somebody, the better, you know. And last question, last final question, last and final. If there's one thing that you want anybody out there listening to know, what's the one thing that you would like to convey?
You don't have to. You never have to feel the way you do again. If you're struggling, you know, or if you got some time, maybe you're feeling a little better. However you felt at your loneliest struggle, particularly, you know, with alcohol and drugs, man, you do not have to ever feel that way again. That's what people told me. That's what people tell me still. Yeah, you don't got to go back there, and you don't have to stay there, man. There is a softer way for you. So seek it if you seek it.
If you seek it, you'll find it. Put in the work, you'll get the rewards. Malachi, I appreciate everything that you've come on here and talked about. I think you're amazing. I think you're going to do well, and I will be wishing you the best. Consider I'll be following you on freaking the TikTok-y and the freaking Spotify and probably the Instagram because I'm trying to get off TikTok. I hate that app. And you know, so look for me on those follows because I'll be checking up on you. And I'm going to reach out to some people I know in California. I'm like, hey, make sure this dude's doing the right thing. Make sure, keep him accountable.
All right. Hey, likewise, Jay. I really appreciate you giving me a chance to be on here today.
Absolutely. You have a great rest of your day. I mean, it's only like fucking 1 o'clock there in California or something like that. So enjoy the day, bro. You still got half of it to go.
It's full of possibility out there. So we'll see. Thanks,
I
man.
mean, this is basically morning for you.
Yeah, just about.
Well, you have a great day. Thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. And I expect big things of you.
You too, man. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
No problem.